multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marvel Mondays. This is Tex-Mex Morty, and we are ready to get this going. So let me bring in the other guys real quick, and let's see who we got in today. All right, so it looks like we have a little bit of a slim panel today, but don't let that fool you. We got the great Mr. Oyman over here. Say what's up,
great.
co-host. Well,
what's
that's
up,
debatable.
co-host? Yes, I'm here, the co-host of the Marvel Mondays with Tex-Mex Morty, and we got Johnny Joestar and one other guy. I believe he goes by the name JT, but yeah, it's a little bit slim, but we're gonna make the most of it.
What's up, you guys? How you guys doing?
Oh, I can't say that. Just hanging out.
What were you gonna say?
Hanging and banging.
Oh.
Hanging and banging.
I mean, we've said worse on this channel before, so
you know what?
Hanging and slanging and franging.
I think I'm the only one that is the worst one out of all of you. Because remember that you got a friend and me.
Oh my How God. Can we forget?
Yeah, we're already starting off strong, man.
Anyway, thank you again for having me. You know who it is, your boy Johnny Joestar. Really happy to be again here on another episode of Marvel Mondays.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing out that link. What's it called? I actually thought I would have time to start doing stuff like that today, but man, setting this thing up took longer than expected. I got JT on.
Cool.
JT jumped on, and he sounded like a damn robot. He was just like.
But doesn't sound like a robot.
Also, this is JT here. I'm the same person in the group, so I'm glad to have it. Glad to be back on Marvel Mondays.
The sane one. They call him Sane JT.
And
that's right,
Josh, and it with JT.
And
where's Lucius today?
Well, he's usually not on here. I mean, he'll dip in every now and then.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's our special guest now.
Yeah. Well, he's probably sleeping in or something. But Slucius, if you're
there's four of us.
If you're out there, feel free to join in. If you're listening in, Slucius, you got the link to hop
Caller
on
number
in.
5.
But jeez. Anyways, and what's up, chat? How y'all doing? And if Mr. Rusty Shackleford is there, feel free to say hi like you usually do. We really appreciate you stopping by. But let's get rolling. Oh, actually, before we get started, I wanted to give a quick update. It's not much, but it's the first video, even from the ones that we did last year. None of them reached over 100, but for some reason, the Howard the Duck Marvel Makeover, that video,
that's what's up.
It passed 100 views. It's at 103 right now.
Yeah, let's go.
So
hey, everybody likes to listen about. Everybody likes to listen in when it's about duck titties. You know.
Duck titties.
Yeah, every time we hear that phrase, the stream jumps up like 20 people.
Titties.
Other than that, the day as Kevin Feige is probably the second runner up too. That one is at like almost 90 views as of right now. So it seems like people really enjoy when we get a little bit out there and quirky and just start.
You know why? Because that was the one. That was the one with all the Morbid Time bullshit.
Yeah.
It's Kevin Feige. Yeah, the memes win again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Morbid Time, they're like the Black Widow rant.
Yeah, Black Widow rant. Beautiful.
But once again, though, I don't know. It's probably like a fart in the wind in the grand scheme of YouTube. But 100 is 100 for us, so we'll give the clap again. Thank you.
The clap.
Yeah.
Oh, not that clap. No, Mr. Oyman.
I can't wait for like our 100th episode. How about that?
Man, we'll be
That's
dead by
gonna
then.
be-
Dead from
Dang.
laughing. Oh!
Honestly, though, that's gonna be a while because we only do basically one episode per week. So 100 weeks. That's a few years.
A year.
No, that's
we gotta
Yeah.
do more. We gotta
Oh,
do
2
more.
years. Yeah, that's right. Maybe we can do something special and get sloshed that week.
All right. But let's try to see if let's see
Drunk
how
Marvel Monday.
hey, that wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Just have like the weird
Oh, yeah.
episode. the 100th and final episode.
There you go.
But yeah, no, it's let's see how long we could get today's stream without talking about that. So let's try to I realize that every time we get on there's at least like one segment where we talk about poop. So let's try to let's try to see if we could successfully not have one this week.
We talk about poop?
Yeah. There's always a
Toilet
joke.
humor.
Yeah, there's
Toilet
always
humor.
Yeah, it's totally humor. Yeah.
But let's go check in on our
that.
Daily Bugle and bring in that bulletin board real quick. So let's see what we got. We got a new addition. We got a little cap shield in the corner, little magnet up on our bulletin board. So let's see what we got. We got for news. We do have that last week. They did have, which surprised me because I usually am on point with this type of stuff, but they had the Thor Love and Thunder premiere. Was it in LA as usual, Mr. Oyman? Do you know?
Same place.
Same
El
place.
Capitan Theater in LA.
Man, I wish I could go to that one day. But
I
what's
wish
it
we
called?
all
Whenever
could go.
whenever
Yeah, that would be
podcasts
cool.
get big enough.
Overall,
we'll
though,
get invited to those kind of things.
we got our first comment on here. It is Miss Cap. She's saying hello. She says,
Yay!
I don't
From
know
her
why.
vacay.
Hold
Nice. You don't know
Ray
why.
from the vacay.
All right. Yeah, so she says hi. Hello, Miss Cap. But like I was saying, the premiere happened and the red carpet, all the stuff, and the first reactions kind of came out, and they're typical Marvel reactions. Like you don't even know when it's a joke or not anymore. Like when they say, and all the reviews are usually formulaic. They're always like, "Whoa, Love and Thunder was the best Marvel movie since Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, and the after credit scenes will change the MCU forever." Have you guys noticed that? That's like the same description after every movie. It's blank movie is better than the last one, or the best one since the last one, and the after credit scene, it's always so mind blowing. But
Really? That Bruce Campbell was the thing that was going to change the MCU? Get the hell out of here.
It will. Just
It
you wait.
will.
Papa Pizza is never wrong.
I mean,
Sorry, Pizza Papa.
Pizza Papa,
Pizza Papa?
Yeah, Pizza Papa.
pizza. Oh shit!
Would you actually eat those, though? I mean,
Hell yeah.
actually-
Hell yeah!
Especially Bruce Campbell, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
they're
do
like
count.
a reverse Totino's pizza
Meatball?
rolls. Just
Yeah, it's like a
with-
meatball. Yeah.
Cheese and
Yeah.
meatball on the outside.
all right. So let me check something real quick. Why on earth are?
And I hope like Cooking with Babish does something like that. That would be pretty cool. Cause like, have you seen some of his stuff? Like,
Oh
he'll
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
like,
No,
cook.
that thing's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Let me see. I like.
he does like a Bob's Burgers and like, oh, I was like, oh yeah.
Well, he does the Death Kwon Do. What's it called? Sub from regular show. That one's always fun.
Yeah, that was good.
All right.
Making pancakes, making pancakes.
So on the other news, though, we also have the announcement, and you jinxed it, Mr. Oyman. You said that this year they weren't going to do, and Marvel Studios was not going to do San Diego Comic-Con, and then like 2 days later, or maybe a little bit more than 2 days, they were like, "Hey, guess what? We are going back to San Diego Comic-Con for the first time since 2019." So that's some exciting news. Unfortunately, I kind of looked into it, and I'm like, well, maybe if I can't get a ticket, maybe I could finesse my way in and do some like plus 10 charisma or something, and talking to them, and maybe get a couple of press passes, but we missed our chance. We missed our chance. Maybe next year. Maybe next year, guys.
Yeah, maybe if we mod it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, well, I mean, wouldn't it be cool if we have like it wouldn't be on a Monday because it would be the weekend, but we do like a Marvel Monday live from San Diego Comic-Con. I mean,
that'd be awesome.
Man, that would be
San Diego
so
Comic-Con.
cool.
It's Marvel Monday.
I think it can't be live. I read that it has to be you can't live stream, or it can't be more than like 15 seconds or something. But you could do recordings. You just have to post.
You can take
like,
pictures. That's okay. Take a
no,
crap load
we-
of pictures.
we
I'm gonna
could do
be dressed as
videos.
Wonder Woman with a G-string. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's gonna
Hey,
wanna
you're gonna
see
have
it.
a competition because Mr. Oyman's bringing out that Black Widow costume.
Black Widow costume. The sexy version.
Screw it. I'll be Nebula.
Oh man,
Pete Nebula.
I'll be Gamora. Like what's it called? The Guardians of the Galaxy from like 2010 Gamora.
Yeah.
Is that the one your now
G-string.
wife was at that 1 year?
Yeah. The one that she dressed up, Nara. But let's see.
That's right.
No, but I'm serious though. Maybe we should see about doing that. But
Yeah, I would definitely be down. I would
We have
but
money because that's a
but, like,
couple
but you
grand
know
at
what?
least.
yeah, no, that's what I was about to just say. Because like, I wonder how much each ticket is, and at the same time, like, I still remember like episodes from like The Big Bang Theory when they were trying to like get the tickets. They were just like, everybody look. I just looked for 1 second just away.
honestly,
we
me and
missed
Mr. Oyman are like veterans of that thing because every big Marvel movie, especially the Avengers movies, it's the exact same way.
Really?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I feel like something like Comic-Con is even because that's one event, whereas the movies you can get tickets at multiple theaters. You know,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
a little bit harder. And
Mhm.
servers will crash. People will get lucky and get in, and most people will be unlucky. So
I
it's a
mean,
numbers game. Have several computers and tablets and stuff open when tickets go on sale.
honestly, it's
Yeah.
not that expensive. I mean, granted, it would be because of the hotel and such, but
That's
Airbnb
the
and
part.
all that. Because
Travel and-
California.
honestly, it's probably around like $300 or so to do like all 3 or 4 days, whatever what's it
Okay.
called?
That's cool.
That's not bad. 300 to 400? Oh,
Around that
yeah,
price.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
but
but that's still pretty good though.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we could all get like a Airbnb, like one of those houses where it has multiple rooms, and just kind of all pitch in. But
Yeah.
we're lollygagging up on our dreams to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
The issue in hand.
I'm gonna sleep on the toilet.
What? No, we're staying away from toilets. We try to make a
God.
promise. Remember, we don't want to end
Here
up
we go
on poop.
again.
Oh my gosh.
No poop.
That's how we get the views.
That's how
Morbin
we get
time
them.
and poop.
No,
No,
the views were
don't
duck titties. Get it right. We
Oh,
mentioned
yeah,
it earlier.
titties.
Yeah.
You laughing back there, Miss JT?
Oh yeah, this is hilarious.
Yeah, you gotta be quacking me.
No. Enough to Howard the Ducks. We're too early in the
Enough
episode.
of-
Save.
As your co-host, I say we get back on track.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I was
No
about
duck
to say.
titties or Morbin time, more poopy times.
We could say that for
Yeah.
the end, for the closer. But
Save it for the end.
Okay.
Let's not
Okay.
lose our viewers or viewer.
all right, co-host Mr. Oyman, what do you think? So for the topics today, we got a very short list. We got the Miss Marvel episode 3 discussions, and we have Thor: Love and Thunder predictions / wish list type of deal. Putting in our final thoughts before the movie premieres. Granted, it premieres next week, but since it's 4th of July, we're gonna take the holiday off, and we're gonna let you guys take it off too. That way, you guys could spend some time with your loved ones and friends and such. But which topic
Yes.
should we start off with?
Well, I guess we can start off with the Thor: Love and Thunder topic. Kind of get it out of the way. I know that we were kind of talking about it a little earlier. You said that reactions for it had dropped. And of course, the reactions are positive, like with every Marvel movie that gets, premiere,
Well, I don't know.
early word of mouth kind of
did
thing.
did you see that
But
that thumbnail? That Gore was looking at the Rotten Tomatoes, and it had what was it, 59 from critics, and the highest meme number you could get from the audience score. Though, of course, he got the magic number 69% as the audience score. So,
okay.
yeah, highest like number you could get on Rotten Tomatoes, just in case nobody knew that. But
It's actually 200 more billion points. That's
well,
the highest
they
you can
made
get.
they made an exception for Morbius because the 69 was too
That's-
low of a number for Morbius.
There are no Rotten Tomatoes with Morbius. It's just more tomatoes.
Wait! No, you were the one who said
Morbius.
let's stay off of Morbius.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
go back.
you're right. I'm getting back into it.
Damn it, co-host.
So, Love and Thunder. What do we want to talk about this movie? Looks good. I'm excited to see it. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more like, what's it called? Because I know you should have more input than maybe the other guys. Because I know that you've read like the God Bomb and the a lot of the Jason Aaron runs. So, is there anything from like there that you're expecting to see? I know we saw a clip in the trailer where there's that monster that looks like that scene jumps straight out of the comics. But is there anything
Thor
else?
is going after. He's like going after all the gods that have been butchered by the one and only Gore. I definitely am kind of interested in seeing how Taika Waititi adapts to Gore's origin, because it was pretty messed up in the comics, and I don't think they're going to do it exactly the same way in the movie. He'll definitely put his own spin to it, but from what little I've heard of this film, and I've been kind of staying away from stuff about it because I'd rather go in blind. But from what I did hear, it does get pretty dark at times, more so than Ragnarok did, which is like good. That's how it should be when you're dealing with Gore the fucking God Butcher.
Yeah, I hope.
But
because I wanted Thor Ragnarok to be a bit dark. I mean, it is the end.
Given how the stuff that happens in that movie, you're right. It should have been a little bit, just a little bit more hefty. Have a little bit more weight to it. It was very light, but I think we'll probably get that with this movie.
Well, I mean, it's kind of getting there a little bit, isn't it? Because, like, I mean, even with like Doctor Strange's, like this last one, definitely like it. I mean, you actually saw
heavy.
what was it? He actually stabbed out the eyeball from like the giant
definitely
monster.
taking some risks here and there in the darker and more violent. What's it called?
I mean, we got like the other heroes got like brutalized. Like, I mean, it was like a shot for like Mortal Kombat. Finish them all.
I mean, even not only that, but like how Wanda's story ended in that movie. Like, Wanda was a character that a lot of people really love, and her story was pretty depressing overall. Like, she goes crazy, and she ends possibly dying. Obviously, she'll come back in some form, but it was still like it wasn't all just one big happy ending. Maybe a little bit for Doctor Strange and Chavez, but I'm from what I've heard about Thor: Love and Thunder is that it really is tied. It's like a big lead in to Thor 5, which I kind of, knowing that and nothing else, just knowing that, I kind of wish that Taika Waititi was sort of already working on Thor 5 instead of having to do a Star Wars movie and then going to do Thor 5, because who knows how long it'll be before we get to that. Because if it ends on a big cliffhanger like Eternals did, then I'd rather we just like already have the next movie planned out, so we don't have to like wait around and then be like, oh, when are we going to get to it, blah blah blah. But from what I'm just expecting of this movie, I think that we'll get we'll probably get Chris Hemsworth seems to be getting better and better as Thor with each movie, so I think we'll probably get his best performance as Thor yet. I have no idea, might be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm expecting, or at least hoping for. And Taika Waititi's humor, I like it, but it just, as long as it's checked and it's balanced well, I think it can work really well. So we'll see. What about JT? What are you looking forward to in this next installment of the Thor franchise?
I haven't read anything yet, but I know that Thor: Love and Thunder, like you said, his story, man, is going to be a lot more emotional than in Ragnarok. Going to have a lot, of dark scenes
Elements,
and like
yeah.
have a lot of weight to it. And I've also heard that Christian Bale apparently plays the best MCU villain on screen as God. I mean, as the butcher, God the killer.
Or
Yeah, sorry, Gore, the God killer, and I mean, Christian Bale is one of those actors where he always chooses his uh, roles. If he like puts his heart and soul to it, like in Batman, in like all
American
these other
Psycho.
the American
Yeah,
Psycho, like all these
Psycho.
other like
Oh my god.
like name brand movies and everything, like with like high end directors. So I feel like he's gonna put his heart and soul to it. And I think that I agree with the people, even though, yeah, I think that Gore the God Butcher by Christian Bale is going to be, I think, one of the best MCU villains behind Thanos, of course, because he's the big baddie. But I think he might rank up there in terms of like the evilness that he has and the way that it's presented in the film, especially in one trailer with the black and white scene with him and Thor. That's going to be really interesting. And also, I believe that Jane dies. I feel like throughout this movie, Thor is going to be,
I've been predicting that since they first
yeah. I
announced
mean,
her. Yeah.
I think that Thor and Jane's relationship is going to be like a I forgive you type thing and like emotional relationship, but then like Jane
Like being able
kind
to
of dies at
let go or say bye the
yeah.
proper way instead of
Mhm.
just cutting her off like they did the
Yeah.
past like
Yeah.
8 years.
Mhm.
Give her a
Yeah.
send off.
Yeah, give a send off, and then like I think at the end of the movie, I think Thor will bring back his mojo, and he will just kind of trying to be the guy that he was back in Thor 1 or in Avengers, where he had all the confidence in the world, sort of thing. So
Well,
that's what I think.
let me
I
ask
think
you
the Rotten
though.
Tomatoes, yeah, of course.
Let me ask you though, real quick, before you move on to the other one. When it comes to Jane dying in your prediction, do you think they're gonna follow the comics version where she has cancer and she's like
Yeah.
the clock is running out, or do you think she's just gonna die from like fighting Gore or something like that?
I think that I
Ooh,
mean, if it's based off the
that's a good.
comics, I I don't know.
I don't think they'll do exactly what was in the comics. They'll change it
Yeah.
up. So whatever
Yeah,
happened
they
in the
will.
comics, they'll
Okay.
they'll do probably the opposite of that. But
opposite.
we never know though. They could. I think it'll get to like every time she uses the power of Thor, her cancer gets worse and worse. So she'll probably go out in like a blaze of glory, helping to defeat Gore. Or maybe Gore
Yeah.
kills her, and that's what sets Thor over the edge to like do the deed and get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? We'll know next week.
And you were saying, what would you predict the like either the Meta score or the Rotten Tomato score would be the
Yeah,
average?
I was going to get to that. I think that the Rotten Tomato score, just because of how Thor Ragnarok was, I believe is going to be a 85% fresh. I think that this is going to be at least a top 15, top 20 MCU film. I don't think it's going to be the top 10 because I think that there's a lot more MCU films that are like high in quality in terms of storytelling. I think that's the one thing I'm kind of anxious of this movie is storytelling. Even though the film is kind of short, I don't know how they're going to put all these elements of Gore the God Butcher and, of course, the Guardian is going to be present and how like Thor is going to find his identity again in like a short amount of time. But if Taika Waititi can pull it off, I think that this might be in my top 15 MCU film. So we'll see. But overall, I think it's like 85% fresh.
You think it's gonna be lower than Thor Ragnarok then? Because Thor Ragnarok's like in the 90s.
Yes.
I don't know though.
do.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
I think the only thing is that if Christian Bale does a great performance as Gore, I
Yeah.
think it might rank higher than Ragnarok. So
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
think
that too.
it just comes down to like what kind of impact the movie leaves on people. Because a
Mhm.
movie like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange 2 kind of left For most people, they were expecting more like, cameo filled kind of movie, and since it wasn't that, it kind of left a lot of people a little underwhelmed. But if a lot of people are going into Thor 4 expecting another Ragnarok, and it ends up being like a lot more than just a jokey good time, then who knows? They might walk away being like really surprised with it, or they might just walk away being like, oh, I kind of didn't want my Thor movie to be more serious than the other ones.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to be like, the rotten score for the critic side of Ragnarok was higher than I remembered, but I looked at it and it's like a 91 or something like that. But I have a feeling this one will probably be maybe like 88, 89. Just because I feel like a lot of people are going to be hoping for like that really lighthearted Ragnarok, Thor being a like college bro type of guy when it might be a little bit more serious, and maybe that's not what people are completely looking for. They were, like I said, probably hoping for something a lot more fun, but it's still going to be highly rated.
Or it might have both of those elements, right? Like some people might want only a fun, or like maybe it'll be a little too like trying to balance tone of being both funny and serious, which I guess I personally thought that Endgame handled that kind of aspect well, but not everyone did. So if it goes down that kind of road where people are like, oh, I think they couldn't decide whether they wanted it to be super serious or super jokey, and I don't know, we'll see.
But I mean, like, we have to like kind of rely on a little bit on Christian Bale a lot, because like depending on his performance too. Like, I mean, think about it though. Like, the best thing that could ever happen to this though is if we do get back like Christian Bale American Psycho. Like, I mean, even the fact that like, I don't know, like the way he gets irked by like, like the office business cards. That egg white, the egg white, it was just so pale and I could not, and I'm just kind of like, that's what we need. We need that guy.
Brings the psycho to gore.
Yeah,
but also you have to.
He's gonna be running butt ass naked with a sword.
Yeah. Oh man, he's gonna go ballistic.
I think his character's gonna be more. I think his character's gonna be more like sympathetic than people are expecting, as much as you can be, being a crazy, evil, god butcher. But
I mean, who knows? He could probably be playing hip to be square, like in the background, and while he's like fighting Thor. I mean,
honestly,
we really don't know.
Honestly,
wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't put it past him to actually sneak that song in or something.
It's hip to be square. But yeah.
But actually, I do have a question. It's how will the Guardians of the Galaxy come to play?
Ooh,
because I
good
know that we
question.
see in the trailers. Is it going to be like in the first half of the movie or the second half?
Yeah. No, it'll be the beginning of the movie, and then it'll dip.
Well, then what will be what do you guys think their excuse will be for not being in the rest of the movie? Like, I know because they don't want it to be a Guardians movie, but like, why would they just kind of leave would be the question. What do you guys expect or predict?
My guess. Oh, go ahead. Okay. I was just gonna guess that since we see Thor training in the trailer with the Guardians, I think that the Guardians are kind of like trying to help him find his way, trying to help him get his mojo back. And then as soon as like Jane or whoever enters the picture, the Guardians are like, "All right, Thor, you've got your journey to go on. We've got ours," and it's just gonna be something as simple as that. Like, they're still trying to find Gamora. Thor's trying to, find out why Jane has Mjolnir and all that, and who's killing all these gods. And who knows? Maybe the Guardians will play a little bit bigger part than that. But I think it'd be kind of cool if they do play like a part of the third act of the movie. But I kind of doubt it.
But I mean, like,
we'll see.
I like, what I've been thinking recently is the fact that, like, I know how I talked about it last time. I mean, whatever happened to Adam Warlock? Like, I mean,
that's gonna be Guardians 3.
Yep.
Okay,
he's gonna be played by
is like
Eyebrows from We Are the Millers.
Will pull.
Okay, but see, that's the thing though. That's what I feel like. That's probably what they're gonna go off and do. Maybe they're being,
they
know
might
what I'm
give
saying?
like a little hint, like.
Yeah.
Either that or they're gonna be either that or they're gonna get like a hint of where Gamora might be, and there might be like, we want to help you, Thor, but we need to look for Gamora. We got a lead or something like that.
Yeah, and then maybe it kind of leads into like something around like Adam Warlock, because those golden people were still like really pissed off at them.
Yeah.
So they were just kind of
Stole
like,
the batteries.
yeah.
Mr. Oyman, are you not using your new mic?
Not at the moment because I'm trying to cook food, but I will here in a minute.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Okay. I'm like, wait. You don't sound as clear as last week.
I know. I'll change it up here in just a minute.
All right.
I was gonna say though, did you guys see so during the premiere they were interviewing Chris Pratt and he said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, Taika Waititi introduces these goats, the two goats that Thor like uses to go into battle.
Yeah,
right. And he said and he said something about how he left James with the goats. So do you guys think that the goats that are going to be introduced in this movie are going to like end up with the Guardians of the Galaxy and they'll be in the third movie or something?
Probably. I mean, that seems like the weird joke that like they're going to try to make these goats like an ongoing joke. I got it from the last trailer where they're just screaming around, just going like on the screen, but in multiple scenes in that trailer. Okay. But
I didn't see that trailer.
Well, it was just one of those weird ones, like a TV spot, and it was centered around those goats. So I think they are, and I mean on the bulletin board that I put, they got their own character posters. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the last Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out last year, they had something like that. They had like a llama tagging along with them, so I wouldn't put it past them to bring in goats.
Man, that was a good game. I wish I would have finished it.
Oh, no, it was amazing, man. I bought it like 3 times because I bought a copy for JT. I bought a copy for another person I knew just because I loved the game so much. It was everything I would have wanted from a Guardians game.
Great.
Other than being able to play as the other Guardians, but what we got was fantastic.
You know what I kind of miss, though, too, is like, back then, they used to make, like, video game movies.
Oh, the license tie-in?
Yes, I used to love those. Like, I loved Captain America's. That one was, like, the best shit. And then, like, Thor was actually, it was okay, but it was still fun, though, because, I mean, you were playing as, him.
That Iron Man game, they were all kind of bad, but they had their enjoyment factor. I don't know, because you got to play as these characters that you normally wouldn't. But back on track. We're getting a sidetrack over there. Nostalgia is one heck of a drug, man. It always gets you wanting more. But
nostalgia.
But that's why they like us. That's why they like us, man.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? Like I was saying though, where were we before we got sidetracked? Oh, the goats. You were talking about the goats.
Yeah, if you guys think they're gonna like be a member of the Guardians or something. And how do you think that like came out? Like, do you think because James Gunn already wrote his Guardians 3 script like years ago? So do you think like Taika, was talking with James while he was making this movie, and he's like, "Hey, so I got these goats. Do you think I can leave them with the Guardians, and you can do something with them?" And he's like, "Okay, yeah, I can fit them in there somehow." Or do you think they already planned it like years ago?
Nah, I feel like it was just like you don't need to have much of a script to include them, because again, they're not going to be having full blown conversation.
Gags.
Yeah, it's little gags here and there, little improvised things like the
like including them in the story somehow. Oh no! You know what I think they'll do? I think they'll tie them into the Guardians holiday special because they fly around like reindeer.
That's true.
And they'll do something like that.
Star-Lord's probably gonna like want to make have a night as Santa Claus or something.
Dude, this is how we celebrated Christmas on Earth, and then like use the goats and put reindeer antlers on.
Yeah,
still can't believe that though. They're gonna make like a Christmas special. That's crazy.
And it's this year, right, Mr. Oyman?
This year? It's Christmas.
Oh man, I'm really hoping they start marketing that pretty soon because I want to see what to expect. I mean, it's one of my most anticipated projects.
It's supposed to be like a pretty. Like, usually Marvel's good about making each of their movies and shows and stuff independent from one another, but James Gunn is like, yeah, definitely you'll want to watch the holiday special before we do Volume 3 or right before seeing Volume 3 because it definitely ties into it.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it's gonna have all the characters and...
Kind of like how you need to watch Book of Boba Fett if you're going to understand Mandalorian Season 3.
Oh, yeah. Hey, at least Obi-Wan was kind of its own thing. I personally wouldn't recommend that show to anyone, but not horrible.
I watched it last night.
Not horrible, but it was all right. It was like,
It was fine. It was pretty epic. It was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the whole
so-
thing, so don't spoil it.
No, that's what I'm
was
saying.
good.
Like,
Had its moments.
I would say it's an all right show. It's just like I said, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Like, I wouldn't be like, "Oh man, you need to go out and watch it right now." I'd be like, "Hey, if you got the time to watch it, you could watch it." But
that's how my mom asked me. She's like, "Oh, was it good? Would I like it?" And I was like, maybe. I mean, there's other things to watch, but if you feel like it, sure.
all right.
Well,
Well,
but anyway,
this is Marvel Mondays, not Star Wars Mondays. We keep getting sidetracked.
Morbid Mondays. I mean,
I don't know if it was
Marvel Mondays. So
I don't know if it's
Let's
Miss
do
Cat
Star-
usually
Let's
keeping
do
us
Star
on
Wars
track.
Tuesdays. Let's do it.
yeah, just
I
No,
think
Star Wars
Wars Saturdays.
Saturdays. There you go.
There
Star
you
Wars
go.
Sundays. Well, Star Wars weekend.
Dark Side.
Well, no,
DC
because
Tuesdays.
we need to get the Screen Crusaders on Saturdays back on. But again, back to
Yeah,
Marvel.
Get back to Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
characters that you guys were hoping to see, like me personally, I know, like we've been getting kind of teased, or everyone's been hoping. I would like to see Beta Ray Bill, honestly. I know.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you already got Stormbreaker. You already got Thor potentially at the end of this getting Mjolnir back. So maybe he would pass down Stormbreaker to the what's it called Beta Ray Bill, and he keeps Mjolnir in honor of Jane Foster or something like that. But any specific characters just in Marvel in general, or even just Thor related, that you guys are hoping to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one character from the God Butcher run. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He was like this one god who like had his eyelids sliced off, and he kept saying he was the god of something else each time he'd be asked. He'd be like, "I'm the god of frolicking and wine," and then they'd ask him again. He'd be like, "I'm the god of parties and flip flops," or something. Like he was like, it just seemed like this random ass character that I could totally see Taika Waititi just kind of sliding in there briefly, just to kind of be like one of the gods that's warning Thor about what's going on, and he's scared of Gore coming after him, and that'd be kind of fun to see him. Plus, he has kind of Gore's original design. He has like 4 legs and no nose, and like
Cool.
and like no eyelids. He's kind of creepy looking.
I'm really hoping I mean, I know that you guys are talking about like Natalie Portman dying in this one, but I mean, if they're already talking about like the next sequel, definitely it's an open opportunity where they could just kind of lead into the next one with both of them and then give her a send off. Because like, I mean, if she does really well, I mean, the audience is going to want more of her, and it's going to be like a ball buster if definitely they just go right ahead and just cut her off when she's just at the hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, because honestly, like, I mean, that's what I've been thinking. Definitely.
Apparently oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, I mean, it's definitely an opportunity where they could just probably make this into a bigger thing, where even maybe like the Butcher won't actually die in this one. Maybe he'll just lead on to the next one.
Ask y'all. I was gonna say, so like with Thor, with Gore apparently being praised a lot from the early word of mouth, and this being such a short movie, do you guys think that they actually won't kill him off in this one movie and they'll save him for the future, or do you think he could play
I don't think
another
so.
part where
No, I think
they'll kill him off?
I think he's
I don't
dead.
think so at all.
He's like a
I
Thanos.
think he dies.
He's not like one of those characters you could kind of keep alive, unless you're planning
Then,
to
like-
do like
Yeah.
a trilogy alongside them, and this doesn't really end here. It just like leaves like a little bit of a cliffhanger, or Empire
So-
Strikes Back type of deal. I don't see him keeping such a like menacing dark villain.
But then
Yeah.
who would be the next villain, though?
Ooh. A lot they could do, but
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's a lot of work. You can actually make them the way they can cut them off, and I get it. Like, it would be kind of like a little pointless to kind of drag them on, but
Well, not pointless.
thing
but
about
it's-
it
he's
also
still too big of a threat.
Would Christian Bale have accepted to do this movie if it wasn't a one and done? I feel like that was like his I'll do it if I'm only in this one movie.
I mean, he did
That's
3
it.
Batman movies.
is that how he talks?
He didn't have. Yeah, that is how he talks. He
No,
didn't
he's
have to
more
He
he's more
didn't
like
have to do 3 hours of makeup every day though.
You seem like a
No,
nice
that's how
guy,
he talks.
but you and I, we're done professionally.
You know, I would done professionally, mate.
He was not that calm.
Okay.
He was not that suave British.
No,
He was more like,
You watch him in interviews. This is how he talks. Saying, "Yeah, if Nolan wanted to do another Batman movie, I'd probably come back and do it if he thinks
yeah,
that
but-
it's
but
good
not when
for
he-
the role."
not when he had his rant on set. He like lost the British accent. He was,
Yeah, he lost his shit.
What?
Yeah.
Start walking on my set, McGee.
What?
you not
Did?
good.
Oh man.
No, it was
dude,
for Terminator
Grant.
back in. It was great,
Epic
great.
rant.
Anyways, but so
Oh my
Mr.
god, I
Oyman,
forgot he
you
was in
think,
Terminator.
do you think they would keep him alive?
No, not really.
No, yeah, I don't see it.
No.
He's too powerful.
Because he had to do the. Yeah, exactly. He's too powerful to be left alive. Christian Bale had to sit in the makeup chair 3 hours a day, which he probably only agreed to do for this one movie, unless, like, I don't know, maybe they'll save him for Thor 5 as well, but I kind
Really?
of doubt it.
3 hours? I thought they just
Yep,
like.
that's what they. Yeah,
I thought they
no,
would
dude,
just
they
like
did. They
airbrush
had to
him.
put the teeth in. Nah, bro. They
Oh,
put,
I
like,
forgot about
you
the
know,
teeth.
the
Yeah.
whole body. Yeah, the
I was
teeth,
about
the
to be like,
nails, the eyes.
he just looks like Christian Bale albino.
I mean, okay,
but-
cool.
But they put all that detail, like in his, like, all the scars on him and everything.
Okay,
I mean,
that
look,
makes
I get
sense.
it. Look. I get it. All that stuff, they're putting this stuff up. It's a job for them. I understand that. But the value of it is, it's like, think about it. They're going to be gaining so much money. Why not? If I have a chance to be in a second movie, like, why the hell
yeah.
not do a little bit of that, like, work and effort to just actually finish it off pretty well?
Well, he's
Yeah,
more
see what I'm
picky about
saying?
his roles though, because he
Exactly.
tends to do a lot more different movies and different types. So I doubt he wants to sign like an extensive contract.
Yeah.
So that
and he only does a movie like every couple years. He's not even in movies every year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
that's
and I don't think he wants to pass up on maybe a more prestigious, let's say, movie from that's
Prestige.
not. He was in that one, wasn't he?
Comic book movie.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
It was the Prestige.
Yeah, but-
good one.
But
Good one.
he
Good one.
might
Didn't
want to
even
be
catch
what's it called? He might want to be in a more serious role, and if he has a contract with the Marvel, it might interfere with it. I mean, I know Elizabeth Olsen has complained about that in the past, that she had to pass up on some other roles that might have like won her an Oscar or something if she wasn't having to play Scarlet Witch at certain times.
Oh,
mean,
boo-hoo. I only get paid millions of dollars for playing a comic book character. Woe is me.
I bet she probably got better hits when she showed her boobs.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
So anyway, I do have some thoughts about the movie. I'm really interested about the relationship between Jane and Valkyrie, because I know that they haven't met each other before, but the way the trailers proceed, I think they're going to really like hit it off, and that's going to be interesting between, like, especially with the relationship between Valkyrie, Jane, and also with Thor, because like that history with all of them, and it's going to be like the whole like dynamic is going to be really intriguing to see on screen. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's gonna end up doing, like, in this one though, too, because, like, I mean, they kind of left her off like not as big. Well, like, the last thing that we see from her was her actually like going into battle like with Thanos and everything, but now like you see her like in the trailers, yeah, like you see her in the trailers and she looks like she's like bored as hell, and she's just like, oh my god, like what did I sign up for? And it's just kind of like one of those moments where you see the other scenes where she's kind of like with Jane Foster as well, and then like she's just like in a happier place. So hopefully like there'd be more development with her. As far as like with the whole story itself, because I mean she might be like another thing where she might lead to the next Thor movie, which I'm pretty happy about, because like I mean she is kind of like one of those side characters that I was just kind of really interested in, because yeah, she did get her vengeance in a sense when Ragnarok happened, but like I mean she still isn't like it looks like she's like it doesn't really look like she's still fulfilled with like what she really wants to do, which I'm kind of interested to see what happens with her.
Yeah,
we see her fighting Gore, so I think she's going to play a bigger part.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. And supposedly Korg is also going to be playing a bigger part. Like he was just kind of a bit character in the other movies, but he's like in all the posters and trailers and stuff. And of course, Waititi himself plays him. So.
I hope they make him better because I found him like he was all right and funny here and there, but he was a little bit kind of annoying to me after a while.
Well, he's just been like a one note comedy character. I'd like to see them actually do something with him. Yeah. Like still make him funny, but like give him like a little bit of depth or something.
Yeah, because like even in Ragnarok, like he was just like a gladiator, but we never got to see him fight. Like he's made it out alive. Like he's made it out alive like so much, but like you know, it was only him and what was the other?
Because I'm made of rocks. It's because I'm made of rocks, so I don't perish very easily. Oh, this is Meek. Yeah. Oh, Meek, you still alive?
Yeah. Say hey there, buddy.
Hey there, buddy. Oh, I stepped on him. Oh wait, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
You need to give Meek something to do too.
Yeah, for real. Because like. Well, you know what? Any of you guys see him in the Endgame?
Yeah, he was there.
Like fighting?
Yeah, the very end. He had his little. He and Meek were both fighting at the end there.
Yeah,
they were little weapons. I mean,
they were both
briefly, but
I don't think I. I was like, I must have missed that one.
Watch
like,
every frame of that movie.
Yeah, I really do. Because like, there's so much crap happening. Like, you're just kind of focused on the main dudes that are like right dead center.
there was a lot more they could have done with that last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
reason to go back.
Reason to go revisit. You see Howard the Duck there? Back in time.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy though, because I really am hoping like a lot for this movie because I'm a big Thor fan. I really am. I mean, not as much as like Cap or you know like the whole Endgame thing. Definitely with Thor, like he's just one of my tops. And I mean, you guys seen like the hammers that I have. I'm just kind of like, yeah. I wish like I could like if I were to do Comic-Con. I mean, the way that I am right now, I'm like fat, so definitely I'd be like fat Thor, like a big old black beard. Probably get like I'd probably see if I could buy like a reggae hat, you know, just like so I could have those like dreadlocks.
Well, I mean, you could come join me and I'll work you out with like those chains like in the trailer and such. And
that would be so cool.
We'll go from what is it in the trailer that Korg says from dad bod
to god bod.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude,
we'll get let me ask you. So Thor's been getting power ups and like from Ragnarok to Infinity War to Endgame. How much more powerful do you think they'll make him in this movie? Like what more could they do?
I mean, he's gonna eventually have to reach like Odin levels because he's probably gonna be taking the
All-Father Thor.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of do see that, don't you? Like at the very in the trailer when he has like the
gold stuff on.
Yes,
got
like
the gold helmet and all that.
Yep, gold helmet and all that. So I mean, definitely, I would feel like he'd be like instead of like what is it like a demigod? It would be now like you know actual god Hercules style. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So be Rune King Thor.
Yeah. So like. Yeah. So definitely, like, yeah, I mean, I think, like, he's going to get, like, the biggest power-up in this one, and then hopefully, like, within this, you know, with the future Thor, like, hopefully it'd be, like, the end-all to be-all, like, the final chapter of, like, his fight, like, and it would be, like, God against God, you know, who will win, you know, kind of a thing.
They could do, for Thor 5, they could do what they did in the God Butcher run, where there's 3 different Thors from different timelines that all have to, like, kind of combine or come together to fight together. Like, they could do something like that, and that'd be the next level up. Oh, yeah. So when Gore is introduced in the comics, the only way they can take him out is by Thor from the Avengers Thor from like way back in Viking times, who was like unworthy. He didn't have Mjolnir yet, and then Thor, All-Father Thor from like 900 years in the future. They all come together to like old man Thor. They all come together to fight Gore.
Oh crap!
Cool. And Thor's granddaughters.
See, like, I mean, like, how cool?
There's a lot they could do. Yeah, that's what I mean.
How cool would that be?
Chris Hemsworth being like old man Thor.
But they're not. But you know what? The thing is, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it, and I already can see it because
Never know.
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
We always said that before No Way Home. We always said that there's no way we're gonna see.
We'll never do Andrew and Toby.
Yeah, well, no, we said there's no way Spider-Man's gonna be in the Avengers movies, and then boom, he was.
Yeah, way back.
And then after that, it's like, no way would we get a movie with all three Spider-Men together, and then we were wrong again.
Now they might not have all three Thors like fighting Gore because that's what this movie's supposed to be in.
Yeah.
But they might like do something similar with another villain, and then they could also incorporate Beta Ray Bill and maybe female Thor if she's still alive.
I mean, you know what? Now that I think about it, though, like I mean, they did kind of have that little scene where they show like Kid Thor, and then they had like the medium Thor, and then like the regular one. So who knows? I mean, whoever played that,
Thor.
yeah, whoever played like the younger Thor, maybe could like come back. I mean,
That's
it would make sense.
Chris Hemsworth's son. Kid
Say
Hemsworth.
what?
Yep, that was the little boy Thor was his own son.
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
Oh
Yep.
man,
That's
he's,
cool.
Yeah, the one.
he's got an old.
Yep. He's about
for
6 or 7
the
or 8.
longest though, like I didn't even realize that one dude was his brother.
Oh, Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was
he
just
could
like-
come in and be an alternate version of Thor, a variant of Thor. Oh, speaking of which,
Oh, that would be so cool. Oh,
That would be
man.
cool. Do you guys think, speaking of predictions, do you think we will see Loki in this movie?
That is actually a good
yeah, I
one.
was about to say. I'm like, I
Yeah.
hope not. I hope he kind of stays.
I don't
away,
think
but,
we will.
But
No,
at the
I
same
think-
time, they
I
did
do
I do
bring
not
him back.
think he will be in this movie. I think they're gonna, because Loki season 1 ended on such a cliffhanger that I think that season 2 of Loki is gonna pick up right after that, and there's
That's
just
true.
like trying to put him in this movie, it just would confuse everyone, and it would just kind of like. I don't like. If anything, I would have expected to see Loki in Multiverse of Madness, and since that didn't
Yeah.
happen, I don't think we'll see him in this movie.
I mean, like he's dead though, right? The only one that's alive would be the one that's from the
Show.
one that from the show. So it wouldn't
Show,
really make
yeah.
any sense. Like, yeah, it really wouldn't. Just kind of
No.
like throw him in there. No, it would be.
But
It
they
would be bad.
might have Loki season 2 lead into Thor 5, so he could show up in that one, and then Thor could be like, "Loki, you're alive." He's like, "Well, technically."
Yeah, I'm still the asshole brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And
now
then
he's a
one
good
died.
guy. He's a hero. It's like, I'm a hero
Yes, he
like you,
is.
brother. You inspired me.
Oh my gosh. Glad Cap isn't here. Otherwise, we'd be talking about more bromance.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, but they're straight up brothers. That wouldn't be bromance. That'd be incest.
No, they're adopted. It would only
Sorry, I was
be
trying-
incest. It
I was
would only
trying to
be
do the
incest if
Pornhub
it was Thor and Hela. Then.
Oh, so Miss Cap technically is here. She says it would be awesome for him to make a cameo at the very end. I like
Oh,
it. After
knows?
credits.
Maybe
too.
they will.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Who knows though?
Just
He
But
won't be a
kinda
part of
shows
the
up.
movie. I doubt.
like you
Yeah,
said, like
yeah.
Mr. Orman said at the end of the Loki season 1, he's got kind of his plate full with what's going on
Yep.
with Kang and all that. I doubt he could just kind of put that on pause, and I think that's
Unless an after credit scene shows something to do with that, maybe King
Yeah.
shows up in the after credit scene.
That would be pretty cool.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right.
I heard
so
they are
guys-
good credit scenes, which is like we haven't really gotten any really good post credit scenes.
they
in a
always
while.
claim that. Though.
Fucking yeah, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, we even
You
got.
You guys,
Not
you
doing
guys are
anything.
getting me more hyped about it.
They
Though.
they even claimed that with Eternals, and that thing was like just Harry Styles showing up as goddamn Star Fox's stupid like really bad CGI looking Pip the Troll.
We got Pip the Troll. God damn it!
How the hell did we get Pip the Troll without Adam Warlock before Adam Warlock and not in Infinity Gauntlet? Like, what the hell is that all about?
This is the MCU. Sir 616. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, but like, you haven't even brought in Adam Warlock. Who the hell gives a rat's ass about Pip the Troll without Adam Warlock? Honestly,
Pip the Troll.
I don't know. But to
You're
be
gonna do
honest,
Star
though, like I
Fox
mean,
without Thanos.
how can you do a Star Fox without Froggy? You know what I'm saying?
Do you guys think I know it's really out there, but do you guys think we might see Throg, like Frog Thor in it?
Ooh, proper Thor? Throg, I mean?
Yeah.
He showed up in Loki, so maybe
I
he'll
know
show up
that,
in
but
Loki.
like maybe Gore he shows up just to get killed. Honestly, I wouldn't want to see that. That'd be terrible. I love Thor as a frog.
Don't kill Throg.
No, don't kill him, please, Marvel.
Throg, the mighty Throg, hopping towards
Wait.
But anyways, so any last predictions? Like I know JT predicted a score. I predicted 80, like 88. Did you predict one, Mr. Royman? Just kind of throw.
I'm not gonna predict that.
Just throw a number or like an average, not even percentage.
It'll get higher than a 90. That's what I'll predict.
Like let's say like average critic score, not like Rotten Tomatoes percentage.
Metacritic?
Like Metacritic. Like
I literally never pay attention to Metacritic, so I would have no idea. I think it'll get like
but like you know how Rotten Tomatoes
received well.
Like you know how Rotten Tomato this percentage is not like people gave it a 93, like a 9 or something. It's more like 93 people recommended it, or 93% of people. But like the average score, do you think it'd be like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10? What do you think would be the most like common number?
I honestly don't know. I'm not the.
You're sticking with the 9.
I'm so. I think it'll. Yeah. Well, because like a 90% could still mean that it got an overall 7 out of 10 score, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think would be the most common
people
number?
Recommended? Probably like an 8.
An 8, yeah.
8 to 9.
What about you,
9,
Mr. Joe
maybe
Star?
8.5.
I mean, I probably say like probably like.
I'm hoping for a 10. That'd be cool if
Yeah.
it was a 10. It won't.
It might be a 10 for you, but like this.
Oh, but like
overall, like yeah.
Overall, like 7.5 to 8. That's what I'll guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Maybe it'll be like closer to like the 9 range. You know, if this is supposedly one of the best MCU movies, then you never know.
That's what they always say. Yeah, that's what they always say, though.
What if this is actually though? Like, what if it actually?
Well, we don't know. Some of it is biased because some of them.
Yeah, better than Endgame.
Whenever the reason the early reactions always say best movie since the last one is mainly because they're all hyped because they just saw a movie at the world premiere before anyone else.
I'm not talking about like like actual reactions that have come out. I'm just saying, like, what if the movie comes out and the general consensus is that it's like one of the best MCU movies, like Endgame level, Spider-Man No Way Home level. Like, what if that is the case? Then, I'd probably would guess maybe somewhere around a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but
who knows? One could hope.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is just like I'm glad to just kind of go in there blind because definitely
that's why I don't like predicting scores and shit. I just want to see what happens.
Well, I'm not asking you to go look for it, but a prediction is a prediction. You don't have to give it much thought to it.
Yeah, it's just your opinion, true. But I get it. The thing is, it's like I'm just saying, like, what was I gonna say? Man, you made me lose my train of thought. I'm just saying, like, definitely with the stuff that's happened before, like, I mean, this might be a little bit of a push because, like, I don't know who they're gonna introduce, but that's why I don't really like. I know you guys wanted to do it because, I mean, this is our show. We do the Marvel stuff, but like, I don't really care for trailers. I don't care for them.
I have not been watching anything that's been coming out, like clips, TV spots.
I usually just watch like the first trailer and maybe a second one, but that's about it.
If it shows up on the feed on like my Facebook, I'll see the first one. Yeah. But then like after that, I'm like, all right, cool. It looks cool. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna go into it like because like
for instance, I was watching the Jimmy Kimmel show last night with my dad, and Natalie Portman came on, and then they showed a clip from the movie that shows like what Mjolnir can do. I was like, why'd they show that in a clip? That would have been so cool to find that out in the movie. But I don't really avoid it.
I don't watch like the clips and stuff like that. I usually just, like I said, I'll watch the first trailer, maybe the second trailer, depending how I feel. But that's about it.
I mean, we did watch both because like we had to put it on the
Yeah,
second
it
one.
was
We
for
put
the
it on
show.
the show. So like I
Yeah.
was just kind of like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm already here, so let's go ahead and look at this thing. Which again,
Oh, go ahead.
like I mean, again, like the level of anticipation. I mean, it's pretty good because like I mean, I just can't wait to see this movie. Like it's gonna be good. But see what X Morty was talking about is it's like, yeah, like there's all these people talking about like because they already seen it. Like, of course, they're gonna like be like, oh, this is so cool because it's just the hype. It is definitely
Mhm.
just the hype. You're just excited to actually be there. And I mean, come on, if you're actually one of the ones that actually goes into one of those with famous people, like, why the hell not? Like, why would you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you
it'll
gonna
influence
badmouth
your
them?
opinion.
Yeah, why are you gonna badmouth it? Like, Jesus Christ, this place sucked. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Like, you would never be shown in another one like theater again.
Yeah.
Oh man, like, dude, no, 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 no. You don't want to do that. But definitely, I really cannot wait for this movie. It's actually something that's I bet it's gonna be really good. I'm not trying to put anything towards like the whole thing with Jane Foster. Oh my gosh, Natalie Portman, I love you. If you're listening to me, I love you. And I'm just
Totally
saying,
listening.
like, yeah, totally. But the thing is, I feel like definitely if they're already rumored to make like another one, I don't really think they might just kill her off so quick. I really don't. I
Mm.
mean, with all these characters coming into play, like it could lead on to a second one. But yeah, maybe the butcher might die in this one, but then that still kind of revolves on the question like who's going to be the next bad guy.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex Morty, let me ask you, from when the first trailer came out to where we're at now, how has your anticipation for the movie changed, and what was it that changed, if anything changed?
Not really. I mean, the second trailer made it look a little bit better, and I'd say like I'm now watching it opening weekend instead of whenever I get a chance to. But it still isn't like I'm hyped to where I want to go watch it opening night, or even on the weekend. I'm not like, ooh, yeah, I can't wait till next weekend, which it is next weekend, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it looks okay. It just I'm more or less about the same as I was from the beginning. Just about looking.
Because you're waiting. It's because you're waiting for Guardians, man. That's all it is.
Wait, what?
It's because you're waiting for Guardians. That's what it is. You're going to be more hyped for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
than
of course,
Yeah,
But it's
it's
just
your cup of tea. It's your cup of tea.
I didn't
I
like.
don't doubt it.
I didn't like the direction they were taking Thor in Ragnarok and such like that. So this
Ugh.
movie just kind of is a miss for me, and I'm hoping
Oh,
this one's
no.
better. And that's all I could kind of do at this point, based on the previous one. I'm not gonna get hyped just to get disappointed if it ends up being more like Ragnarok. But if it's
I
better,
loved
then
Ragnarok. I loved it.
We all know
It was
you're
good.
actually. We know you're all. You're actually really excited for the Marvels. That's the one.
ah, jeez, no. But hey, anyways, I think that's enough of the Thors. Speaking of one of the people in the Marvels, we have Miss Marvel episode 3 that launched. Did all of y'all watch it this past week?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I actually will say this was probably one of the better episodes. It was a little bit more, I guess, exciting. But I still feel like it's somewhat filler. Like it didn't really move the story forward. And we're halfway through. So I'm wondering, like, what the heck is going on? We should have had a little bit more going on, in my opinion. But
I mean,
how did you
I
guys
would
feel
say-
about it?
Yeah, I mean, like definitely with I kind of for some weird reason I got the same feeling as I did when I was watching Moon Knight, where they were just kind of like introduced the bad guy and then they just kind of like left it a little bit, and then yeah, you get a little bit of action, but you're just kind of still kind of like, who the hell are these people? And the only one that knew a little
Mhm.
bit more was the dude because he actually did some research for the Jin, and I was just kind of like, what the hell? Like, I mean, they're just kind of cutting it off. So they're like demons or something, and they're just trying
Yeah,
to get back home.
That brings up a good point real quick. What the hell is Kevin Feige's problem with the goddamn Inhumans? Like, what's your deal, man? It's like he does my guy Black Bolt
That's his
dirty.
problem.
He lets like them get a terrible show instead of him taking control of a movie, and then they start dropping obscure ass freaking names like this clandestines or whatever.
And the Jinn.
And the
all that.
Jinns,
Yeah,
rather than just have Miss Marvel be Inhuman. Maybe they make it at the end, but at this point, I'm like, nah, he just wants to say, like, screw you to the Inhumans. He's got, like, some weird-ass vendetta against him. It's like he wanted, like, a Black Bolt figure, and then his mom was like, nah, we can't buy that one
We
for you.
have Black Bolt at home.
Yeah,
And
and
Black Bolt at home is
Scott
fucking
Buck's
belt
Black
guy.
Bolt at home. But
Belt
it's like...
guy. We have
like-
the whip.
It's like they were naming a whole bunch of like different things that they could be, and it was like everything but an Inhuman. And I found that really fucking weird. It
I
just
want that Black Bolt action figure with his brains blown out. That was my favorite. And no mouth.
Had to go there. What mouth?
Oh man, you know what's so funny? It's like I'm so glad for Disney Plus because like they actually have it in Spanish. Man, they have it for like almost every single language, but like definitely, I actually showed it to my dad, and he's just like, "Oh, it's the new one." I was like, "Yeah, check it out," and then he's just like, "What the hell just happened?" I was like, "Oh, she can like
reacted to.
yeah," and it kind of sucks because my
like
dad's
good
like,
or
old
bad.
school. No, he liked it. It's just like
Oh.
he's old school Hispanic, so. He doesn't really understand that much of the movies.
I was
and
gonna
stuff
be
like,
like,
that, 'cause
was he
I'm a
like-
geek.
I was gonna be like, was he like, ¿Pa qué me enseñas esas pinches pendejadas or something like
No,
that?
no. No, that was when I was playing Grand Theft Auto. That's when he said that crap. But no, like definitely, he was just kind of like, wait, how did he lose his mouth? And I was just like, well, trying to go to like the whole explanation of like who
okay.
Scarlet Witch is.
Wait, you're talking
And I was
about
just,
you're talking about Doctor
Multiverse
Strange.
Madness.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about you showed him Miss Marvel.
No,
Oh,
he's talking
no,
about Black
no,
Bolt.
no.
Talking about Black Bolt.
Yeah, because I showed him the movie, the Multiverse of Madness, and it's in Spanish. Like, well, all these shows can be in Spanish and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, what she has seen some episodes of like Moon Knight and Mrs. Marvel, but like, I mean, he doesn't really care less. But if the movie's still good, like, he'll be into it for a little bit, But it's just he was just kind of looking at when Black Bolt died, like he's like, what happened? How did he lose his mouth? And I was just like, oh, she can like alternate, alternate like physics and space and time and stuff like that. So I mean, she could take away mouths, and he's like, how did he blow his brains out? And I was like, that's right, you don't know who this guy is. It's just some guy that if he could speak really like, he could speak any word, he'll kill people. And then he's just like, oh, okay.
She altered reality.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Well, it's kind of hard to explain that in Spanish. Like, believe me, like trying to find the correct
okay.
wording. Yeah, trying to find the correct
yeah.
wording. Like, English is my first language, Spanish is my second. So definitely, like, I'm the gringo of my family because I'm the black sheep. I mean, I'm the geek. So I don't see any of my brothers and sisters on Marvel Mondays. Which, if you're listening, I love you. I mean, you guys are still the best. Everybody supports me.
But what about you, JT? How did you feel about this episode?
I mean, this episode was kind of boring. There wasn't any action. There was kind of a lot of explanation about who the Jinn is and everything.
This is the first one with action.
I was about to say, I thought this was the only one with action. The other two were.
Oh yeah, it is.
I was gonna say it was a bit more
Wah,
exciting,
wah.
but I could see where you're coming from. That it was a bit like slow and boring, but digress.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that there was a lot of explanation about who her roots are, which is really cool. But I don't know. Like, I did not have high expectations for this show, and like the third episode in, I'm like, is it going to be some sort of like cool climax to like close to the end? Because I don't see how this show is going to end properly. Like Hawkeye kind of ended really cool. Moon Knight ended really cool. Everybody else ended really cool. But this show is kind of like putting a lot of episodes together, not really have a like core storyline in terms of like where's this pacing, where's it going. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't see how this show's going to end.
I agree with you
It's
there.
excitement, you
Yeah,
know.
with
I
like
don't
it would be like a
I don't even
bad
know where it's
cliffhanger or
going.
something.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
even know really where it's going as of right now. They're trying to open a portal or something. Do you think
Yeah,
it's
to like go back.
well? See, that's where it's weird.
Stupid.
Yeah.
It's gonna connect with Shang-Chi obviously because there was the 10 rings in that
Yeah.
area where they
Mhm.
were, and then there's like he has the rings, she has the band. It seems to be very similar in technology, where it's mysterious like jewelry, I guess, and they all come from different
From
dimensions.
the Kree.
Well, but the
Maybe.
Kree aren't
We don't
from
know.
different dimensions, so and they're trying to open a portal to another dimension. Shang-Chi had another dimension, so what exactly is this? I don't know where this is
Yeah.
going.
They're gonna open a portal to Rick and Morty.
At this point, it would make it a lot more interesting, honestly.
Hey, Morty, where are we?
Oh, jeez, Rick. I don't know. We ended up in some place called 616 or something.
Ah, shit, Morty, that's the worst universe you can land in. Oh.
Let's get out of here before they franchise us too. But
Disney Rick. Disney Rick.
yeah,
You
I
probably
know.
get like Teddy. You probably get like Teddy Bear Rick all the way over again.
Yeah. Pardon my horrible
Gets
Morty
turned into-
impression.
Gets turned
That was
into
actually
spaghetti.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
But
You're always good at that.
yeah, but Mr. Oyman, where do you think this is going? Like, did you like this episode? Did it like pique your interest with the mystery of where she's coming from, or are you with JT where you're like, nah, I just want to see her punch things because this is getting kind of long in the tooth.
Well, okay, so I'm of a kind of similar mind, but different. First off, I didn't. How do I put this? This was definitely the weakest episode so far, and I think that's mostly because, like, okay, so they introduced the mom, like, so the character that was introduced at the end of the second episode, who's like
Mhm.
a member of the clandestine, or the Cameron's mother. At the beginning of this episode, she's, all friendly to Miss Marvel and acting like, oh yeah, we're gonna help you find your roots, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, does a 360 or 180, I guess, 180, like just turning evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah.
And they're like introducing another group of godlike beings that have been around forever but have never interfered in anything, just like the gods in Moon Knight, and just like the Eternals.
Yeah,
And
like
it's
we need more of
we're-
that.
Yeah, exactly. We're covering too much, or we're treading too much familiar ground, and
Crawl.
and then like shit was happening, like where they finally, they have that little fight scene at the wedding, and
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
Damage Control comes in to like take them out, like how did Damage Control just not see her get away?
I was about to say
Dude,
they were like
yeah.
limping.
Yeah.
They were limping
And they-
away,
yeah.
and nobody came and chased them.
And then like her parents are like, "Oh, Kamala, people saw you there with those people. Why don't you tell us what happened?" She's like, "I can't." And they're just like, "Oh, okay, I guess you can't." Like all of that did not feel
Yeah, no, it's like she has the
right at
world's.
all.
It's like she has the world's strictest parents, except for when things
Yeah.
that actually should matter, they're just
Actually,
like, whatever.
Yeah.
Avengers
Oh,
Con.
we saw you fighting people, that were dangerous, but you're fine. I guess if you don't
Yeah.
want to tell us, you don't have to.
Avengers
You're going to a
Con-
party.
Avengers Con bad, but fighting
I'm
with
just
people
saying, like,
and all that, good.
How did they see them? How did she see the people and the stuff, like when everybody was like in pure
That's
chaos?
true. They were
like, I
already
don't-
outside too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how in the hell did you see that?
Someone saw her with them and then told her parents. I think that's
No,
why.
that one of the ants saw
Yeah.
Kamala like
Saw her like
pull
pull
down
the alarm.
Yeah, but that was it though, and then it's just like that's how it led. But then her mom literally said, "Oh, I saw you. We saw you with those people. What happened?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, were you the one that
Yeah.
pulled the fire alarm?" And I'm like, "How in the
Mom
hell
didn't
did you?"
react realistically at all to that.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, I'm confused. So you did see her? I mean, because when she was fighting them, like, I mean, she was doing her, her magic stuff. I don't know what the hell, but I mean, how the hell did you not see that? Like, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you kind of like broke the storytelling because it didn't make any sense. I didn't really catch that. I was just kind of like confused as shit because it no sense at all. Literally, I mean, I was just kind of like,
there were
okay,
a lot
whatever.
of things in this episode that were kind of just
Yeah.
like rushing to the next step without actually. But I mean, they did develop some things, I guess. Like I will say, I did like the whole wedding scene. That was actually pretty nice. I didn't mind that they put that in there.
Yeah.
I really liked the scene with her dad talking to the brother. I like the scene where she's talking to the forgive my lack of knowledge, but whoever the priest guy was of the mosque,
Oh yeah.
Shalik Abdul or whatever his name is. But and then like when I like the little touch of like the little attention to detail with the what do you call them, damage control coming in with their shoes on, and he like yells at them. He's like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" And then they're just like, "All right, well, fine. If you ever see anyone, let us know." And then her friend finding out, like they are developing the story. It's just kind of sloppy and not really like
Yeah.
given
Yeah.
how the first episode started off. I was like, okay, this could actually be a lot better than expected. And now this
Yeah.
episode is
Yeah.
like, okay, this is what I expected initially.
Yeah. Shit doesn't make any sense. Still going back to the whole thing about her mom talking about that party and then not the AdventureCon or whatever the hell.
So-
Like that still bugs me.
But you guys
That makes no sense.
are all kind of saying that this was your least favorite episode.
It's your favorite.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, damn it, I'm always the odd man out in this show. I'm like, I finally found an episode that I didn't like. Not
Like
that I
half the
hated
show.
the other. Not that I hated the other two. They were fine, but I'm like, I finally found a slightly above average episode, and everyone else is like, this ain't it, Chief.
No, like it was okay. Like I mean, they like how you were saying, like they threw in like a lot more stuff in there. Like, but I'm completely with like Oyman. Like I mean, they was sloppy. Like some of the like just the storytelling part because like they introduced these people like way too quick. You know what I'm saying? Like they just kind of threw them in there and then they kind of scattered, and you're just kind of like, what? But just happened?
I will say this: I do think this episode will, again, much like Moon Knight, I think it'll play better when you see the whole thing in context, watch it from beginning to end. This will probably feel a little bit more like a natural progression rather than just watching it singularly apart from the others like we all did last week.
Yeah.
So again, it will it's like watching part of a movie. That's why I waited to watch Obi-Wan all the way through, which is why I was like, not too bad. But each episode individually, if I was watching them week to week, I'd have been like, what the fuck is this?
Well, yeah, but at least Moon Knight, it kept you intrigued. It felt like TV. A TV show should not rely on you watching it all in one viewing because I agree. That's a 6-hour commitment or a 4-hour commitment, and that's kind of dumb. But I feel like it should work as individual episodes that kind of leave you wanting more and a little bit of mystery.
Like WandaVision did.
Yeah,
I thought WandaVision did a good job at that.
Yeah,
and Loki to an extent.
Loki, I actually enjoyed Loki a lot too.
Yeah,
but
I just I really am all about that, parallel universes stuff.
So other than the wedding and the fight and the only action we've actually gotten in this show, which was kind of a nice change of pace. Maybe I liked it because she's finally starting to realize that she's gonna have to be on the offense sometimes, and she can't just be like defense. So it was nice
herself all the time.
Yeah, it was nice to see her actually be quick on her feet and fight like how a kid would fight if she was able to have like projectiles and giant hands and such like that.
But I will say though, I wish that they would show more her powers to be more creative than just doing those little force field things.
Yeah,
and giant
well, that's what I'm
saying. They could do a lot more, and
that's what I'm saying.
They might build up to it.
That's what I'm saying. That right now it's like she's finally realizing she could do more than just make a couple little platforms or little disc thing. She's finally starting to get into her own and do that. But other than that, this, like JT said, this episode didn't have a whole lot of anything else except doing exposition and explaining, which in my opinion is kind of late in the game to be doing that. But do you guys think that the blue people and such like that are the jinns are actually going to be the Kree. It's just the people that first encountered them saw them as like not as aliens, but as like these demon type creatures. Or what do you think?
They'll be misunderstood like the scrolls.
yeah. Like, what do you guys
Eternals.
think? Do you guys think it's gonna tie back to the Kree, or do you guys think it's literally gonna go on a whole weird different direction?
I have no idea. I think it will
Yeah,
probably
I don't
tie into the
know.
Kree because they're doing the Marvels movie, which this is kind of leading into, and the Kree is like, that was all set up in the first Captain Marvel
that's
movie.
how I
So,
feel. Like they have to connect there some way to Captain Marvel, and what better way than the Kree? But at the same time, it's like
yeah, it feels
we-
like they're introducing a whole new thing
yeah,
that nobody.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I
like
hope they're not, because I'm just like, I don't even know the Jin from the comics or anything. I'd have to probably do
but
some
at the pace
research
that
on
they're going, it's like, how are they gonna convince us that it's not the Jin and it is the Kree? And it's just, I feel like they're not moving fast enough, and they're gonna run into a rushed ending.
I can say this much: tomorrow, or not Wednesday's episode. At the end of this episode, her grandma's like, "Come to this blah 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 place across the world," and she's like, "Grandma, I can't just do that." And she's like, "No, come now. It's important. I saw the train and all that." So we will definitely get answers in this 4th episode, which still
Yeah.
leaves 2 more episodes to like hopefully fully flesh out this story. It's just this episode felt more like just an extension of the second one.
Yeah, now
Like as a singular episode, it was kind of. But again,
now episode 4 is going to be an extension of that, because they're going to be doing more exposition, more explaining, more.
They'll be in like a new location. They'll have a whole like new thing to explain with her. The backstory of these Jin. We'll really get to find out why they're. I just didn't like how all of a sudden turn of a dime they were evil like that. Like they were fighting her, trying to kill her, and like what the fuck? Like where did that come from?
Wait.
I guess
Cameron's like, don't do it.
Again, it just feels like they're spending too much time on the wrong aspects, and they're just rushing through what would probably be more important to not rush through like that. Like there should have been more of an explanation or a reason why they're just like, you know what, we no longer like you and we want to kill you. It's like, what the hell? That escalated quickly. You could be.
Yeah, I know.
You could go on.
I feel like there's a scene missing or something.
You could go like on a pee break or on make a bag of popcorn or something, and then come back and realize, like you said, like whoa, what did I miss? What the hell is going on?
There's literally like 10 seconds where Cameron's like, but we have to give Kamala more time, and she's like, no, we must fight her now or something like that. Like it was
we will
super
take
quick.
it by
And it was
force.
like, what the hell? Yeah, we'll take it by force. It's like, whoa, what? Huh? Okay, I guess they were evil all along, but. I still have no idea. Is maybe Kamran the actual villain, or he's going to turn out to be the villain? Maybe he's playing both sides.
Is he
maybe
gonna
I
be?
don't know.
He's the one that plays the red dagger or whatever, right? The Scarlet Dagger.
Yeah, Scarlet. I think it's Scarlet Dagger.
We need more Scarlets in the MCU.
Yeah, I know. But I am enjoying Kamala's relationship with Nakia and Bruno. I do like the 3 of them. All 3 actors are really good. The guy who played Bruno definitely gives major Peter Parker vibes, and that actor was actually in the running to play Peter Parker until Tom Holland got it.
I read it. Well, I'm glad
You can
Tom
see
Holland
why.
did, because even though I could see this guy playing Peter Parker, I just don't fully see him being
Spider-Man.
As good as we got as
with
Tom Holland.
Tom.
Or we need that guy that Spider-Man Lotus.
Like I actually heard from like a few people that like definitely, even with like Tobey Maguire, people were always telling me like, oh, I love Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, but he's not a good Spider-Man.
He was fine.
And I was like, what? I don't understand that. Like
he was an okay Spider-Man. He didn't have a whole lot of Spidey's.
He was just not as.
He was good.
He was not as quippy and not as kind of like a
comic accurate.
Yeah. Because Spider-Man is kind of a dickbag to the bad guys. He like taunts them and such like that. Like
which is what Andrew Garfield was. Like that's why Andrew Garfield was more of a like closer to the comic book Spidey and less so close to the comic book Peter. Unless you're talking like older Peter, Like when Peter grows up and gets married to MJ, like that's kind of, has been Spider-Man a while. That's kind of how Andrew's Peter reflects that sort of Peter Parker, but not the Peter Parker he played in school. Like that was not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Oh wait, real quick. How the hell did we end up in Spider-Man? What the hell? Let's
Yeah,
go back
no,
to
we're-
Miss Marvel.
because we were talking about Bruno.
We were like, wait, what the hell happened?
We were talking about
Oh,
Brian.
that's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
I,
Yeah,
I
we're
always
talking
veer
about
us
Brian.
off. I always veer us off.
All right,
I-
let's
I-
go
We were
back
talking
to
about Brian.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mr.
Explain
Oyman.
it wrong.
The part that this series kind of is stronger in is definitely the likability of some of these characters. At first I
Yeah.
thought
And her
like,
family. I like her family a lot.
yeah, like
That was great. Her
from the
friends.
trailers and such, I thought Miss Marvel was gonna be really freaking annoying, and but overall
She's very endearing, though.
Yeah, she's very likable. Like you could
Yeah.
relate to her. Like she's I don't know.
Like she is the main reason why I'm like, I wouldn't mind watching the Marvels, because even though we have like Brie Larson, who nobody really likes, and then Teyonah Parris was like okay as Rambo, but nothing to like write home about.
Oh, the only
Iman Vellani is like doing a really good job, and I think she's gonna really bring a lot to that movie.
The only
Yeah.
reason you'd
Yeah.
catch me at the theater is to be talking about it the following Monday. I'm gonna treat that movie as more of a job, but
I'll get your ticket for that one, so you don't have to waste money on it. All right, I'll indulge you.
the bill always comes due. I'll pay my own.
It always comes
It
to.
always comes in.
But I'm not gonna be happy about it, honestly. If it's anything
You're
like,
gonna grumble.
if it's
What if
anything
it's
like,
good, though?
Marvel isn't free.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
At this point, even as much as I like her, I'm not. Wouldn't say like, wow, I really like her enough to want to go see a movie. And
No, but I'm saying
Like-
she's like something to look forward to in that movie.
Yeah,
I
Whereas
guess
there's
you're right.
nothing else
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
she'll bring a nice dynamic to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think she will.
And hopefully her powers will be more fully realized by that point. They'll have a better budget and they'll look a little better. We'll see.
Well, we do have 2 more episodes, so
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well,
yeah,
that's
they'll-
I'm
she'll-
3 more episodes after.
Three
Oh
more,
yeah,
yeah.
three more episodes.
But definitely,
Hopefully she gets
this
her shit
week
together.
this week is definitely going to be like the make or break for me for this series. Like I'm still
Yeah.
going to watch it till the end, but if they're still kind of stuck on what would have been should be like episode 2 and 3 and they still haven't really moved forward much, is where I'm definitely going to be a bit harder on judging this show, because right now I'm giving it the benefit of a doubt. I'm like, okay, you're setting some stuff up. I don't really know where you're going. I don't think you're moving it at the pace that you should be for having 6 episodes.
That's what I'm saying. Like these shows need to be at least 8 episodes. Like at least WandaVision was 9.
Well, even
What
if
If was about 9.
even if they're going to be
but
6
like
episodes,
this and Hawkeye are just like they're
But
they're
even if they're
rushing
gonna-
it. Like same with Moon Knight.
well, that's the thing though. They're not. They have like you can't afford to have filler when you only have 6 episodes.
That's what I'm saying, right?
And that's
so
what I'm
it's like,
saying.
and they're not like rushing through the whole story. They're treating the show as if it will have 8 episodes.
Yeah.
At the pace it's
Well, that's
currently
what I'm
moving.
saying, like,
But
it-
then by the time you get to episode 5, it's like okay, rush to the end.
Yeah, like it
And
could work.
Moon Knight kind of did the same thing.
It could work as 6 episodes, but you cannot have more than 1 episode of filler.
Filler episodes,
Like
Yeah.
even
Which is
one
why
episode
which
seems
is
a
why
lot.
I liked which is why I liked Loki so much. I thought that was one where each episode definitely felt like when you watch that whole thing beginning to end, all 6 episodes, like they really make the most out of each episode, and I didn't
Yeah.
feel like that
Yeah.
needed to be longer. Whereas something like
Yeah.
Hawkeye and Moon Knight, like I still like those shows, don't get me wrong, but they clearly should have been a couple more episodes more to really fully flesh out all the characters that they're introducing in
Yeah.
those shows.
And that cliffhanger though on Loki though, I mean, definitely
Great.
a good one. I mean, you
Yeah.
really are just kind of like, damn, why did you do this to me? Like,
Do you
it
think
is a
Miss Marvel will have that kind of a cliffhanger since we already know that
No.
the movie is coming up soon?
No.
Or do you think it'll be like a?
No, I think
It'll
you-
it'll
I
probably
mean, like-
it'll end with like her meeting Carol. It'll be kind of
Yeah.
like Shazam, where he meets
Yeah.
Superman at the
Oh.
end.
Well, I have a
I-
feeling it might even be like the Avengers. Like you kind of see where she ends, and she kind of wraps up this season, and then
she has the suit or something.
yeah. Well, and then they're like, well, we need one more person, and it'd be like the Captain America boxing type scene. Granted, she won't be boxing, but they just like pan to her, and
Something
then-
like that, though.
Yeah, and then she ends up in the team somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do want to
Well.
see what the hell that movie's gonna be about. Because at first
I
I
have
thought
no idea.
Yeah, no, they're keeping it under wraps. We don't know.
Is it going to tie into Secret Invasion, which has Nick Fury and the Skrulls and Sword and
Well,
all that?
that's what I thought at first, but I don't even know that because they have mentioned that in passing that
Secret
the Secret
Invasion's going to
Invasion
be like
during the
takes
blip.
place during the blip.
Yeah, so it's like that. Then
who
that
fucking knows?
then that kind of
Who
gets rid of
knows?
some stuff. Like I don't see it directly tying into this unless
I think Secret Invasion will take place. It's got to take place in the present and during the blip, right? Like they got to have flashback things. It's probably one of those kind of shows.
who knows. And
Where
I'm
it's like-
intrigued to see which one comes first because depending if Secret Invasion comes after, then yeah, it's gonna have to take place like in between that. But if it's before, it might even just be completely during the blip and just like plant some of the seeds that are gonna be directly affecting this show.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope that if Secret
Or this
Invasion
movie.
is like.
I don't know.
Do you know what's supposed to come out first?
Well,
Is
that's what I'm
Secret
saying.
Invasion coming- I think
They
Secret
haven't.
Invasion's coming out first.
That's what my guess would be, but who knows? At this point, we don't know. They're keeping a lot of stuff pretty close to the chest.
I
But
think we'll know
In
either
San
by
Diego.
Comic-Con or D23.
Yeah, they're gonna split
Yeah.
up some of the announcement. I have a feeling Comic-Con's gonna have more like movie info, and then D23 is gonna be more dedicated to the Disney Plus stuff, kind of like their Investor Day type of stuff at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll just have to play it by ear and let you guys in the chat and audience know what it is on the latest and greatest in Marvel. But I think this is a good spot to kind of call it a night. I feel like we covered everything we needed to. How do you guys
Looks
feel?
like Secret Invasion's going to be this year, is what I'm reading. That's still a maybe.
I have a
Late
feeling
this year.
it's gonna be like spring 2023. Like
That's when
kinda-
the Marvels comes out.
No, it comes out
Or did
summertime.
they push it?
Yeah, they pushed it.
yeah, that's
Remember,
right,
they pushed it till like
You're probably
July
right.
or something.
July, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
And Howard the Duck's going to be coming out too.
Oh,
God,
yeah!
stop.
Can't wait to
They
see
better.
those duck titties.
They better. Oh, whoa, Disney, keep it G.
Things just got out of hand.
But yeah,
Anyway.
So it'd be like duck boobs. Ooh, ooh.
Whoa,
Oh,
no, it's
shoot.
duck tits. Oh,
all right. Well,
gotta watch the duck tits. Oh, gotta clean them good in the tub. Rub a dub with your rubber duck tits.
let's go ahead and start closing the doors on here. As always, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat, or not chat. Thank you, viewers. So we do appreciate you being here. Like I mentioned earlier, we aren't going to be coming next week due to the American holiday, 4th of July. So feel free to go ahead and spend that with your friends and family, as we will be doing. But we will be. Jeez, what the hell is going on? Oh, you're whistling. But other than that, we will be. Mr. Oyman, you're about to get muted. It's way too loud. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We will be back the following week, and we're definitely gonna be talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. So, panel, let's go ahead and make sure that we watch that sometime that weekend. I know some of us would go opening night, some of us will go over the weekend, but.
Some of us will wait till Disney Plus.
If you do wait till Disney Plus, I would recommend you not be on the panel. That way we don't
Unless
spoil
you don't
anything.
care about spoilers.
Yeah. But we'll be definitely discussing what we saw, where it might lead, and obviously we're also going to talk about the 4th episode of Miss Marvel. But thank you, viewers, and thank you, panel. It's always nice to have you guys.
5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By then.
Oh,
Fourth
yeah.
and fifth.
Yeah. By then.
4th and 5th.
So that'll be a packed episode. You better tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a slam damn dunk of a Marvel Mondays.
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Oyman. That's why you're the co-host, man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. And we'll see you the Monday after.
You know how much I sacrificed?